Out of all the racing sims I've played this year, Forza Horizon 5 is definitely one of them, and while I've enjoyed playing it, I've started wanting more out of my races, things like higher stakes and more competition. I decided to give Forza Motorsport a go, which is like the serious version of Horizon, and well, it was So I figured, hey, why not make a video about my experience with Forza Motorsport? When I first booted up the game, I noticed that there was a real-time clock in the menu, and so I exclaimed out loud to myself in an empty room, oh wow, things are getting serious now. I had done some research about the driver's skill rating system on Forza Motorsport, and my main findings were that the system was busted and wasn't accurate at all, so naturally my objective was simple: reach the max skill rating of 5,000. My thought process was simply this: if the system is busted, then it'll be super easy to abuse it and reach max rank. Now the only question left to answer was, what car would I use to achieve this miraculous feat? I decided I'd start racing in E-Class, the slowest class in the game, since I was new and found that in Horizon the faster classes were genuinely terrifying. After testing a number of E-Class rated cars, I narrowed it down to, no, not you, silly. The Toyota MR2 and the Nissan Fairlady Z were both decent, and they each had their own unique strengths. For example, the MR2 with its 1.6-liter turbocharged engine had great acceleration coming out of corners, and the Z had decent horsepower along with good stability through corners due to its weight distribution. Now, I ended up going with the MR2 due to the fact that the Z was quite slow to get up to top speed in the straights, and well, a supercharged engine, it's just too cool to pass up. Like, come on, it's just too cool. So next, I painted it midnight purple, upgraded some stuff, ran some practice laps, and okay, ready to race. So here I was. My first race in this new experience was very important to me, as it would define my legacy and serve as a catalyst for how far I would go in this challenge. As the lights go out, I'm only thinking one thing: it's time. It is time to cook. And cook I did not, as I made a comedy of errors, including but not limited to maybe going off the track a few too many times, maybe a few penalties, just a few. I might have also wrecked a guy, oopsie daisies, but hey, what was I supposed to do? He was driving with me in his blind spot, like, Jesus. I ended up placing 14th of 16 drivers, so honestly, all in all, I'd say it was a pretty good race. Okay, maybe I'm coping a little, but look, man, nobody's perfect, okay? After that race, truth be told, I was kind of bummed out, but I got over it quickly, and after some slight adjustments to the MR2, along with a little more practice, I was a lot more competitive in subsequent races I ran in E-Class. While I never won any races in the MR2, I still managed to get my driver's skill rating up to around 3,500. So I was making progress towards my goal. I still had plans to use the MR2 in the slightly faster race classes D, C, and B, but when next week's race classes came out, they were the two fastest ones in the game, and even with max upgrades, the MR2 couldn't reach the class specs. I didn't want to have to learn a whole new car, but I really didn't have a choice. However, I didn't end up racing in either of the two fastest classes, as I simply ran the intro series. In this series, everyone uses the exact same A-Class Honda Civic, no upgrades allowed, and the races are shorter than normal. Also, to anyone wondering why I didn't simply start in the intro series, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Anywho, I ran my first race of the intro series, and I won. Yep, legit win against several opponents, some even being decently higher level than me, but I don't have the footage. So, just trust me, bro, it happened. Look, I was there, okay? I saw it with my own eyes. Where were you? Where were you when I was running intro series races? But this is where things get a little strange. Now, after winning a race against a number of other drivers, one would think that they are owed a decent amount of skill points. So I checked my rating after the race, and to my surprise, it hadn't moved a single digit. Yeah, hello, Microsoft? I think your game's broken. Immediately I'm thinking that, okay, maybe the intro series just doesn't give skill rating for whatever reason, but just to make sure, I ran one more race. In this race, I sucked. I didn't even have a single clean qualifying lap time, so I started in the back, nice, managed to make up 5 positions, but still only finished 5th. I checked the skill rating after that race, and it had jumped up by 600 points. Excuse me, what is going on around here? Okay. Maybe it just needed time to update from my first race, and this new rating is from that race, if that makes sense. So basically, I race again, and I have a very similar race to the second one. After the race, I check the skill rating. Nothing. Okay, wait a whole day, then check the skill rating again. Still nothing. So let me put this into perspective. First race, first place, 0 skill points. Second race, fifth place after starting in 10th. Make up positions, but still finish 5th. 600 skill points. Third race, I believe it was I made up 4 positions. I started in 10th and finished 6th or something. Zero points. I don't know. You know, it's funny how things work out sometimes. I am now back on Forza Horizon 5, and I know you must have a number of questions, dear viewer. I will attempt to answer all of them in this short epilogue segment, but feel free to comment any other questions you may have, and I will get back to you in 2 to 3 business days. Quite frankly, you're not going to like it, but this is the lore-accurate conclusion of this saga. After the skill rating incident, the skill rating incident, yes, we're calling it that. After the skill rating incident, 3 whole weeks passed. I decided that not only do I not really want to play Motorsport anymore, but I wouldn't have enough time to complete this project video, so I scrapped it, and the video you are seeing now is the charred remains of that project, because I really didn't want the idea to go to waste, but didn't have enough time nor the willpower to see it through to the end. The one silver lining is that my skill rating after everything was at 4,191, which isn't horrible considering my less than stellar racing. I think we can all agree on that. Currently, I have no plans to revisit Motorsport since my Game Pass subscription ran out, and I'm honestly enjoying playing Horizon 5 casually. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this type of content and want to see me make more in the future, leave a like and I'll basically use my brain to be like, oh, they like this video, that means they want more of it. That's what I'll do in my brain. That's it. I'll see you again in 2 weeks, but until then, take care.